Hi, I might as well just get this over with now. Alright, that's enough of my impersonation. I can see that we're back on the what is God's name topic, my favorite topic in the Watchtower. In the whole world, it's my favorite topic. I love it. And I keep going back to the same thing over and over and over again. Can you imagine the most loving creator in the universe? The creator of all of the stars and the planet and all of life everywhere. Being so cruel and forgetful that he actually forgot to make a provision for his own name. And in doing that, somewhere in Pennsylvania at the turn of the century, you had a couple of drunken charlatans hanging around trying to come up with a business scheme. And they latched onto the idea that, hey, let's market Jehovah. We'll market the name. It works. It works, right? It's an ad campaign. Anybody that's worked in advertising or sales, and I know sales and advertising, I recruited for the Army for years. Doctors and nurses, that's what I did, I recruited. You need an ad campaign. Go Army! And this is exactly the whole purpose of the Jehovah name. It's not even the right name. We don't know the name. The tetragrammaton still lays out there unknown by scholars to this very day. But these guys that didn't speak Hebrew, Latin, Aramaic, any of these languages, right? But they got it figured out. Not only did they restore the name Jehovah, but let's just stick it into the New Testament everywhere that it never existed. Because the New Testament was written in Greek and then in Latin later. But hey, no, it doesn't matter. We're going to stick it in there anyway because we think it belongs. And I'm sure Jesus, Yeshua, went around calling his daddy Jehovah. Anyone that has looked at even a little bit of Hebrew knows that J is not a Hebrew sound. You can look that up online today. Hova has a meaning itself. Anybody knows that. So that's just a big scam. And they continue to perpetrate that scam today. Now, if you don't have access to the internet, if you don't have books, if you live in a third world country, maybe, if you have parents that do not want you educated and they completely lock you up and you can't get a book and you can't get online, maybe it might work. Otherwise, that ad campaign is over. It's done. Over. It doesn't work. The name thing is over. It's not going to work anymore. People can argue themselves up one side and down the other. It's not going to work. Jehovah is a contrived, made-up name. It was a good selling point. Just like Millions living shall never die. That was a good selling point too, until millions lived. Then they died. And then more lived and died. And that's not working anymore. For the Jehovah's Witnesses that are still addicted to the cult, this is an emotional addiction. This is nothing more than going to Vegas and pulling that slot machine. You get a little warm fuzzy when you go to the Kingdom Hall. You're conditioned to get a warm fuzzy. Or it reminds me of the Army. You know, after all my service in the Army, you know what I got for my service in the Army? Risking, you risk your life, you do crazy things, you leave your family, you sacrifice. They give you a little medal and some certificates to hang on your wall. And granted, that is important in the sense that it bonds people and it recognizes what they do. But at the time, we do recognize each other for our advancements, for our education, and for our contribution. But in retrospect, I have medals, I have pins, and I have pieces of paper. That's the same mentality. That's the same positive reinforcement. Human beings are very animal-like. It just takes a little bit of positive reinforcement, and we will continue to go back. We haven't outgrown that spiritually. So, for Jehovah's Witnesses, you give them a little bit of information, pat on the back, love bomb them, make them feel good, make them feel special because they're in the truth. They have the secret name, Jehovah. And they're part of a secret club and they feel special. The saddest part of it is that in the end, if you're a Christian and you believe in salvation, you're risking your soul. If you're a Jehovah's Witness, you're risking your life. If you follow the no blood policy. If you're a child or a woman, you're also risking your safety because of their policy on pedophilia and abuse. It's not a very good trade-off. Not for snake oil salesmen. I'd like to think that we're a little better educated than that, and today we can access that information. But Satan put the information there. It's all from Satan. Yeah, Satan. Really? So, Satan did it. Who inserted Jehovah's name in the New Testament where it doesn't belong? It doesn't belong there. It never was there. Christ called his Father, Father. I don't call my Father by his first name. So that's a crock. And anybody with any ability to reason knows that. That's my response to the topic. I have a lot more to say about it, but I'm just getting wound up. Bye for now.